that show. Yeah.
If you guys can drop the F-bomb in one of the lines.
Oh, yeah. I'll let you go first.
I fly with my blue eyes white dragon.
I'm not sure if that's the F he was looking for.
I'm not cursing from the stage. I work on family-friendly shows. I'm not. Yeah, maybe I'll curse in the car when I'm driving, but not on the stage.
I am the Pharaoh attempt.
That's an F sound.
That's not an F. Well, I suppose it might be fun to hear a version of the opening of the show where you say, "It's time to effing duel," you know?
Thank you so much.
I don't think the WB would have allowed it. You got it.
Nice shirt.
Hey guys, this one's for Eric.
Hey.
So, seeing that you
Boom!
See the
I said no
unlost
such
denied.
seeing as you voice multiple characters in Pokemon,
Yeah.
if all of those characters are in the scene together and you have to voice all of them, do you go back and forth with the voices, or do you do takes with each character?
That's a really good question. So, with a show like that where we're doing ADR and we're matching lip flaps, the animation already done in advance, rather than a prelay show where we would record the voices first and the animators would draw to what we were doing, I would dub each character individually. So I would do my James stuff and then my Brock stuff. But there's a great episode, because I'm also Butch from the other team, Team Magna, Butch and Cassidy, right? So there's an argument between Butch, James, and Brock. All right, and I did all three individually. And after that session, I asked the producer, I said, "Hey, I really think we should change the name of this particular episode to Eric Stuart featuring Pokemon." Oh, thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yep.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good man.
I have a question for both of you guys. How fun is it doing like Rick and Morty's like Rick and Morty versus Yu-Gi-Oh! And Rick and Morty versus Kaiba? That's super cool.
Oh, this is a really important thing that you're asking, because this is an example of somebody stealing our voices that was done without consent or compensation using AI to make us say things we never agreed to say.
Yep.
So I think it absolutely sucks.
Yep.
I don't care about how funny it is. It is ethically inappropriate. It is a threat to creativity, and it is a hugely offensive thing to do to anybody who makes their living using their creativity and their voice.
Yep. Well said. Yeah, because you should not be fooled by what you hear. I would never say the things that they make me say, right?
Right.
You know, we could all get in a lot of trouble for stuff like that. You could get canceled for something that you never even said.
Yeah.
Right? You guys know me now. You've met me. I even just said I wouldn't even curse from the stage. So you hear things like that are online, you can just be like, that's not him.
And I've had people think that I actually did that.
That's right.
I have to correct them.
Yep.
It's scary.
But good question. Thank you. Well said, Dan.
No, yeah, first off, AI is going to be the end of us all. We have to
Yeah.
Well, we got to be careful. But
We have to be real careful with that stuff. Outside of all these really nice questions, I actually have a question that goes back to the voice acting. By the way, my name is Jalen. I'm a big fan.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Thanks,
Since I was
man.
5.
Nice.
All right. Is that all?
It's just, you say that voice acting is, you don't do it for the money, you do it for the passion, which is admirable. I respect the hell out of it. But the thing about voice acting is that it's a very unreliable career, at least from what I've been doing.
Any artistic path is unreliable as a career.
So I guess my question is, how do you keep the motivation to keep on going?
Yeah.
It seems like the odds are constantly against you.
Gotcha. Right, right. You want to do this? You want me to do this?
I'll do a quick version.
Yeah.
All right, so what I was saying is music is the thing that is my passion, voice acting is my job, but it's not steady. It's not steady in one category. So anything that involves the voice, I do, right? I do industrial narrations for companies that I do training videos for a big car company that, you know, unless you work for that car company, you're not going to hear them, right? I do audiobooks. I'll do phone prompts, like please press 1 to reach an operator. Anything that involves the voice, not just the fun stuff of the cartoons. So it's like the shotgun approach. You're basically like, I just put it out there, and hopefully something is going to, I'm going to hit something, right? It's not a steady gig. But like any gig, if you're working and you're networking and you're trying, there's a chance that you fall into one of these categories that involve the voice that might keep you a little bit busy. Now there's people that have a job and also pursue acting, right? Most of my friends that are actors have had a background in being in the service industry and working in a restaurant as a waiter or something like that, right?
No shame in that.
You know, a flexible schedule giving you opportunities to go on auditions and things like that because you can switch a shift with someone, right? Great. There's nothing wrong with that because yes, it is a roller coaster ride. But like any art, even if you're using that as business, I said short. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But if you're following that and you work hard at doing that, hopefully you'll also find some joy in even just getting up to bat.
Right.
You know,
you might have heard there's a strike going on right now, an actor's strike, writer's strike. No, seriously, it's even in this city.
Really?
Oh, for sure. And 1% of the SAG members, this is the acting guild, actually make their full living off of acting. 99% of them don't support themselves on it,
no.
right? Well, so that's reality, pal. And I was lucky enough, when I started my acting training, I was very, very young, right? And I was so fortunate that one of the teachers said, if you want to make money, don't pursue acting. Right? You should not expect that. Yes, that can happen, but don't expect that. Another person would tell you, whatever the creative path may be, whether it's writing or painting or poetry or whatever, if you can do anything else with your life, do that. But you do it because you must, right? And creativity is its own reward. If you are in a position where you are eventually making money, yes, know your worth, yes, get representation, yes, fight for everything you can in your contract, absolutely. But you should not expect yourself to necessarily be able to buy a mansion by singing a song, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't make the song less beautiful. That doesn't make your creativity less relevant.
And if you listen to our conversations that we've had on our show, so I've had day jobs. I've run recording studios. I was a tennis pro. I cleaned pools. I worked in I worked in a plant nursery. I always found a job that paid my rent while I pursued the things that I love. So there's a balance. You can still have a balance. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It can be both.
That's right.
But you've got to not put the pressure on the art.
And it's a blend of things. It's not like once you get successful, you'll always stay that way. I mean, monetarily. So just understand.
And honestly, if that's your passion and that you want to be an actor, you want to be a voice actor, then please, try it.
This is the what if thing. How miserable would you be if you never gave yourself a chance?
Right?
How many people would miss out on the beauty you have to offer?
Yeah. All right?
That's tremendous advice. Thank you guys so much and have a blessed day.
You
Good luck.
too.
Good luck.
So it is 3:30.
Oh, all right.
Let's get these four.
Just a few more.
We got four. Yeah, four.
Quickly.
Hey, Brooke, how you doing?
Doing good. So going back into the voice acting and stuff,
Yeah.
how many hours do you guys have to practice voice acting? And also, does it sometimes take a strain out of your voice, especially you, Dan, whenever you say, "It's Zodiac, obliterate!"
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, you're going to comment and sub for me when I need it, all right? So, I think whenever you're pursuing a creative discipline of any kind, it's really hard to count the hours that you're working on it because some of it is acting performance. A lot of it is it's working on inside of you before you get to that performance. So, it's really hard to say. But I would say in general, you want to learn. I was saying this earlier. There's talent and skill. Can't teach talent, can teach skill. And you are going to compete with people who have both and experience and connections. So if you want to compete, you have to understand what the playing field is, right? I don't say that to discourage anyone. Quite the opposite. That's just what that's about. So work at it, right? And you will be engaged and rewarded by just seeing yourself progress, right? That's exciting whether or not you have an audience cheering you on.
Thank you both so much.
You
and have a
got
blessed day.
it. You too. Thank you. Somebody want to lower that mic, please?
Just jump up for each word.
Thank you.
My name is...
There you go.
What do you like more, Yu-Gi-Oh or Knuckles?
That is so hard for me to answer. But okay, I've been asked this kind of question before. I am so fortunate to have been a part of shows that have been well received. And I really am blown away by that. But when you're an actor, you're supposed to love every character that you portray, even if they're villains, right? Because you have to do your good job being who they are. When it comes to Knuckles or Yu-Gi-Oh, I break it down like this. If it hadn't been for Yu-Gi-Oh, I wouldn't have met some of the best people in my life ever. Which includes, I wouldn't have met the woman that I married. I wouldn't have the children that I have today. So, I gotta give it up to Yu-Gi-Oh.
Good answer.
Good question.
Somebody raise that mic down. Somebody dance a jig.
All right. Most iconic quote. That's interesting because again, when I was doing this stuff, I was just trying not to get fired. So I wasn't thinking like anything would become iconic. What I've learned is that it is from you guys, and what I think some of the iconic moments, as I understand it, are "Shut up!" and "Are you crazy?" So those are memes. But Knuckles, I'm a comic book guy, so for me, Knuckles is kind of like the Wolverine of that group. You know what I mean? He's a dangerous good guy. Yeah. I hope that answers your question.
Good question.
You got it, buddy.
Last question.
Do you remember that one PSA where he says that smoking marijuana cannot improve his game?
Yes.
Yes, I think I've also seen that float around on YouTube. So I do not want to disagree with Yugi. So I'm not good at playing the game. So I would say trust that advice. I certainly wouldn't suggest getting high if you're going to try to compete at a YCS.
Though Kaiba Corp has just opened a bunch of dispensaries.
Opium is a Egyptian tradition that you might have done to creation.
Wait, haven't you seen his hair?
Where does that come from? I would never condone the abuse of any substance that would destroy you.
No. Good questions.
Thank you.
You got it.
All right, this
All
is
right, this
actually
is
the
it.
last question.
No pressure.
I was wondering, like, I guess it's getting out there. What's it like hearing certain like I said, I'm watching
Right. So your question is, what's it like hearing those back?
Yeah, those are like popular lines or something.
So for me, it's like being part of something that people are having fun with. I don't take any personal responsibility for it. Any good actor will tell you that they're only part of the performance that you see and attribute to them. There has to be the writing. There has to be the direction. There has to be the creation of the characters. We're a very important part, but we are a part, right? And so if it's caught on in a certain way, I think it's fun. But I don't go like, ha ha, only I could have created that meme. No.
And it is funny what lines become favorites.
It really is.
I mean, you know, I'll just use my trusty frying pan as a drying pan as the Shakespeare Pokemon. And it's like, who would have known? But yeah, I mean, it's great that you guys know that.
There's something about a third-rate duelist that you like to do.
Yeah, the third-rate duelist one. I mean, that too. Like, yeah, you know, it's great. But we really enjoy when you guys know that stuff.
And some quotes I think you can live by. Again, I mentioned I'm a comic book fan. Like, with great power comes great responsibility. That's just the truth.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. But another one, as a closing thought, as we are over time, believe in yourself and you will always prevail.
Yeah.